Life may be bitter and frustrating, especially when surrounded by people who do not love you. Once upon a time, there lived a young woman of striking beauty named Orente. She was much shorter than everyone else in the village. Despite being in her 30s, she looked like a girl barely 13. Because of her unique stature, villagers thought she was cursed. They despised her, largely due to her father Ajani, known for his gluttony and wickedness. Ajani, a hunter by trade, always yearned for sumptuous meals upon returning home. Sadly, his wife had been unwell, concealing her ailments as she feared being judged as indolent and feigning illness. She persisted in handling her sickness on her own until it overpowered her, claiming her life. One day, upon returning from the bush, Ajani anticipated his meal, yet his wife wasn't present to serve him as usual. He became so angry and stormed into the house. He found her lying down, assuming she was merely sleeping or pretending. He rushed towards her in anger and hit her chest, but to his shock, she coughed weakly and passed away. Following this tragic event, the villagers branded Ajani a murderer, and a dark cloud of isolation shrouded both him and his daughter Orente. Orente, whose stature was viewed as a divine punishment, a consequence of the god's wrath, had never lived a happy life. She was always sad because she had no friend or mother to speak with. Her father, Ajani, who was supposed to be compassionate with her, treated her like an animal and often made her life miserable. She had been a very lonely and sad child. Many times she wished that the gods could take her life so she could have peace. One day, while Ajani was returning from the farm, he stumbled upon a very beautiful lady. He became attracted to her and wanted her as a wife. While riding his horse, he asked the lady to climb along with him, but she refused and insulted him. Oh, Ajani felt so insulted. He got angry and shot down the lady with his charmed arrow. It was too late for him to realize that he had just hunted down a woman and not an animal. He tried to escape, but he was caught. All the women in the village got angry and marched to the king's palace, demanding for justice. In response, the king asked that Ajani be killed with the same sword he used to kill the lady, while the king asked all of his family to be banished from the village or get killed. When Orente heard the king's verdict, she became very sad. She wondered why her father couldn't control his temper. She could only imagine his heart of wickedness. While she was still at home wondering, many of the villagers came to the house and were ready to burn it down. Orente, who was devastated by her father's actions, ran away from the village. She was somber and confused on where to go and how to start a new life in a strange land. She had contemplated suicide, but she overcame the evil thoughts and wandered until she came across a new town called Nife. In a surprising turn of events, Orente encountered a few individuals with a petite stature similar to hers. Unlike in her village, where she had been the solitary figure of such height, deemed a divine punishment attributed to her father's actions, she observed these individuals being treated as equals amongst the community. They were embraced by their fellow villagers, engaging in social gatherings and forming friendships, a stark contrast to the discrimination and curses hurled at Orente. Life smiled at her when she was welcomed to the new town with love and smiles. In a few days, she had already made friends with people and got a suitor. Her greatest joy was that there were no traces of discrimination in this new town. People lived together in love and unity. that wined and dined together, had fun, and helped each other. In the new town, Orente met Akombi, the only son of a wealthy businessman who showed her love and made her feel valued. Akombi was the heir to his father's business and was equally as rich as his father. He showed true love to Orente and made her feel the beauty of life. Orente was overwhelmed at the outpouring of love she received from Akombi and his family. She never knew life could be so interesting, loving, and worth living. She was grateful she didn't kill herself in her hard times. Also grateful her situation led her to a place of honor. Grateful for the kindness and love she received in the new town. Her life changed completely when Akombi proposed to her. She realized that life could be beautiful and worth living, and that it was better to be loved and accepted for who you are rather than being judged based on physical appearances. Orente found true happiness and love in her new town, and she lived happily thereafter. The story of Orente is a classic tale of how one's environment can affect their perception of life. It teaches us to be kind and accepting of others, regardless of their physical appearances, and to treat everyone with respect and love. The story also shows how a person's situation can change for the better if they are willing to leave their past behind and embrace new opportunities. Kindly comment below the lessons you learned from this video. Subscribe to this channel for more interesting videos. Also click on the notification bell so you can get notified whenever we drop a new video. Thanks for watching. Till we see in the next video. Bye.